I ask for the truth on behalf of Libby Abels concerning relationship issues. Well, Libby and her boyfriend Scotty be moving in very soon. I ask this in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. Let me just cut the deck there. I would say moving in, of course, it's moving in together, isn't it? that was the question. So we'll just move the cards to the side here, and we'll deal out 3 cards. Just to see what the crack is. Of course, for the immediate future, so will anything be happening soon? These cards should hopefully lock onto that energy. Let's just deal out the cards, shall we? Here for... And in a spread, of course, 3 cards, which is past, present and future. So that's the past, the present and the future. So, let's establish what's been going on first by pulling out the first card, which is the recent past influence there. And that the meaning of this card is relevant to that, but of course relevant to the situation that you're in with Scotty, if he's going to move in or not, what was happening before this. And of course the present influence and the immediate future influence there. The recent past and the immediate future, about a moon phase behind, a moon phase in front. So you could say about 3 or 4 weeks or so either side of now, isn't it? So what happened about 3 or 4 weeks or so ago, as you would say? Well, just grab that card and bring it round. Just now flip it over nice and slow there, nice and steady, just to see what's going on. Notice that you got the mystic circle, the energy of the mystic circle, and that's just been vibrating over the past 3 or 4 weeks or so, and that's just a sign, really, that that for some reason you've been using your skills to sort of enhance your abilities in some way. Your abilities have been enhanced through practice makes perfect. I suppose you could call that the practice makes perfect card, couldn't you? It's got the runics, the runes on the 4th arc there, the 4th arc, the Germanic, the Viking runes, to indicate that that's the. Got some runes here. I might pull some runes out for you actually, just to see what the energies are. But just for now, it's just of course locking onto that fact that because we're locking on to the relationship, and if Scotty's going to move in whether you're together, whether if you're going to move in together or whatever, of course your abilities have been enhanced in the sense of maybe trying to get things together from an abilities point of view, from well, how we're going to cope here, how we're going to cope there, how we're going to pay the bills, who's going to stay at home, if anybody, you know, who's going to look after the dog, all that sort of thing. And, has he got a job, or what job shall we get, where do we move to if we have to move again, or you know, all these sort of things. That the realistic points of view, not just moving in together and sitting on the sofa and enjoying one another's company. Of course, the sofa has to be paid for, and things like that, you know, and the television has to be paid for, and the place that you live in has to be paid for or rented or whatever. And in that regard, your abilities have been enhanced in that sense. Maybe because I got a funny feeling as though because they've had to be. Not so much you want them to be, or you've wanted to enhance your abilities or enhance your skills in some way, but they've had to be enhanced, or they've had to be upped in some regard, because it's the only way you can. You've been thinking pragmatically anyway. We've established that. And of course, talking sensibly and not just sitting, kissing and cuddling does help as well. a sensible sit down and a talk about these things. Let's see though what's going on now. Let's see what energy is vibrating now. As we just pull out this second card, second card, and we just nice and slowly rotate that, nice and steady, as you say, and there you've got the griffin there, as you can see, and that's to do about honour and good luck, isn't it? In the sense of respect, we were just on about that, weren't we? In some regards, respect and good luck, I suppose. Respect, honour, and of course, if we move in together, maybe you're trying to obviously honour the relationship, but honour something else. I got a funny feeling you're trying to honour something else that may have taken place. That's of course a private affair, but either way, you're doing it out of respect for each other. And you feel it's the right thing to do, not because we all want to pretend to be grown up and move away from mummy and daddy and say, aren't we clever, we can do that as well. It is more a case of this is a more I still feel pragmatism there. I don't know why pragmatism. And rather romantic side of it, I think that takes care of itself. But certainly abilities being enhanced, leading to honour and good luck. Obviously, you've got your head on your shoulders. Both your heads are screwed on. Let's put it that way. A lot of people are fickle in the sense they just love is blind, I suppose, isn't it? The selfish gene, as Richard Dawkins called it once. And he went back on himself, apparently. I don't know why. Oh. We're just pulling out the immediate future here, this card for the immediate future. Nice and slowly and steadily, of course. And notice there you've got the siren. That's a bit of a disturbing development there for around about February-ish. As it's sort of the end of January now, so this is sort of end of February-ish. If you get what I mean, probably turning to March or whatever. And at the moment we're in a supermoon, aren't we? 3 days before, 3 days after, so it's a supermoon tomorrow on the 31st there. So of course you might find psychic abilities at a peak, and you might find a lot of psychics are active at the moment. But regardless of that, touch of darkness just for the immediate future. In this regard, it's a bit like the devil, isn't it, in the tarot deck? Of course, within thy right eye create all for thyself, and within the left accept all that created otherwise. This is pointing to a temptation that may just lead you astray. And now, of course, that one could surmise that it's somebody else. Why sort of move in with Scotty when there just might be somebody else after all? Or is this, let's move in with Scotty, temptation leads you astray and you end up lured into moving in the wrong place because the price looks good, or it's got a sea view or something, but it needs a lot of work doing on it. But of course it's that sort of thing. It's just something that will lure you onto the rocks. Either the relationship on the rocks, which is potentially, in the sense it would rub off on the relationship, wouldn't it? It would rub off on a relationship in that regard, but nevertheless, moving in with Scotty, will you be doing it soon? It wasn't should you do it, it was I think you want to, but will you be doing, will it be happening soon? The answer to that is no. In the sense of this temptation that's leading you, that will be leading you astray, that will be luring you some magnetism towards something else for now, and then maybe you'll look back around about sort of March, April time and probably say to yourself, do you know, I wish I hadn't done that. Although this is sort of Marchish sort of time, isn't it really? This is little late February, March through to then, isn't it? Between now and then. So I want to pull another card out here. Actually, I just want to just see what may be on the. I was going to say no, I don't, then, but I'm going to do because I said it now. I just want to see what if there's a sort of long term or sort of March, Aprilish sort of energy there. From this, serendipity. You look at it a bit like the star, isn't it? That the optimism, looks like as though bright new prospects will be on the horizon for you. Although tempted into doing something or going somewhere that as sad that may rub off on your relationship, but it appears as though it might do. But it appears as though in the long term, bright new prospects are on the horizon for you. Maybe you're tempted to move out of town away from your parents, but it's a good place. So your mother will just have to like it or lump it, or something like that, you know. It could be a similar sort of thing to that. I said I was going to pull some runes out, and I think we're going to do that now. And we'll just stick around in this bag here with these runes in. And we'll just pull some out. Just remember the abilities that were being enhanced just recently. What sort of energies there? I've just got my hand on one here. I'll just pull this out, see what this says. Oh, you got the algaes there, the alk, defence, protection. I feel as though there, of course, it looks as though you've been having to use your skills to enhance your abilities. To protect yourself from something or somebody, maybe to protect yourself from any negative thing that comes from this decision of wanting to move in with Scotty, maybe. So at least if anybody criticises you or says something or something goes against you, you can protect yourself from that. That's or defend yourself in any way. So you've probably done a bit of homework or something like that, or just check that your washing up skills are okay. Check that you can bake a cake properly, or just Mum, let me just I'll cook the lamb chop and mint sauce tonight. I've been having a go because when I move in with Scotty, then I've got to do it all the time. You what? You're not moving in with him, are you? But maybe it was a surreptitious thing, and you probably just said just offered to do it out of alleged kindness. But it just makes you with it. Not that you're building your cookery skills or anything like that, but just to tell yourself that you're capable of doing it. Could be anything from cookery to anything really. Let me about paying the bills or anything. Let's just see what's going on with the honour and good luck right now. Of course, the energy of the Othala there. That's usually the ancestral home, isn't it? I always think it's like a little pathway going up to a little house there, isn't it? And that's what it represents, the ancestral home, and also represents inheritance. So whatever the honour and good luck is, it's something that you've inherited. Maybe. You know, it's a sort of like a family values type thing, and you've inherited that in the sense that you've been brought up, not dragged up. Let's just put it in that way, and it's rubbed off on you in a positive way. The temptation that's going to lead you astray very soon. This is the energy. I just want to check on the runic energy to see what type of thing that might be. You've got the Solus there, which is the sun there. Of course, that's like a bit like a flash of inspiration, like a flash of lightning, isn't it? Sometimes you can view that as. That's a protective thing, regardless. It's funny, I just said that earlier on, where just as much as earlier on I said about using your skills to enhance your abilities, to protect yourself in some way, maybe it looks as though whatever is luring you away, it's luring the temptation to move away, might be to protect yourself from maybe the future in-laws being able to just knock on your door every 5 minutes and get on your tits. I'm not saying it's that. I'm just saying, you know how things develop and how you know how things can develop if you're not careful. Familiarity breeds contempt, of course. The bright new prospects on the horizon that we were on about around about Marchish, springtime-ish. There's such a thing as Marchish, there isn't. Oh, the unknowable. You're not really supposed to have an unknowable rune at all. There's no such thing as it. In the sense, it just represents being in things that are in the hands of the gods. So I think, because that was the extra card that we pulled out, maybe that one isn't relevant anyway. But it's in the hands of the gods, and maybe the gods will just show favour upon this. Will you be moving in very soon? Of course, the question was, will you be moving in with Scotty very soon, or will you be moving in together, or whatever? I get a funny feeling as though the answer is yes-ish, in the sense of, if it is, it's to protect yourself or defend yourself from something or other, but nevertheless, you're being lured into doing it. Maybe not in your best of interests to do it soon. Not that it's not in your best of interests to do it at all, because the future looks bright for the around about March time, springtime. So maybe you should leave it till then. That's just me trying to use woman's intuition, because as you know, when you do readings, you have to tune into the woman within, don't you? And I'm just trying to use woman's intuition, if there's any such thing as it, for me anyway. But nevertheless, we're all Brahmin in that regard. We've all got male and female part of it. Of course, men are just deformed women. We know that. That's just from a genetic point of view, from an evolutionary scientific point of view. But nevertheless, I would, if, like I say, leave it till March, but something is luring you away, or will be luring you away, between now and the end of February. But leave it till about, say, the end of March-ish, something like that, April. Maybe the April is the beginning of the financial year, so just getting things ready for the end of March could start April off for you okay. And April, of course, the April Fool is, of course, the beginning of springtime. The pagan, just representing the new beginnings and things like that, which could be the beginning of your springtime. Just put it off. Don't do it soon. Put it off till about March, or late March. But you know full well there's something going to happen in February, don't you? You just know it. With that, we say blessed be to Odin and all the Norse gods, for these runes have spoken, and Odin has given his guidance there, has given his wisdom, and of course these cards for you there have now spoken.